Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hangtime. Liz Coon here with Lexi Ayala, and weather was not in our favor for this past week, but that's okay. We're going to jump right back into Big Lexi's Big Ten, talk about some of the movement that happened. What would you say is one of the biggest jumps that happened this week?
The biggest jump we got this week is Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Richard going all the way from the number 5 spot to the number 2 spot. And I had to do it because Father Gabriel Richard is the team this year in my top 25, the entire list that has played the most ranked teams. And therefore, I have to give them props for that. They've gotten an undefeated season still so far. FGR had a huge week last week, beating my previously number 13 ranked Lowell by 14 points. So after that, I even had to move Lowell down to number 16.
And since Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Richard made that jump up, that means some teams had to drop down. So what teams really moved down this week?
Detroit Renaissance had to move down 2 spots this week to number 4. Renaissance had to drop down a couple spots this week because I just feel like FGR and Rockford have had bigger wins against bigger teams. Even though Renaissance and the sweet senior Anaya Hardy, who can dunk, is still balling on them, they had a 90-point win last week.
Grand Rapids West Catholic and Goodrich switched spots this week. Why?
Goodrich was at number 7, Grand Rapids West Catholic at number 9. I switched those two because I feel like Grand Rapids West Catholic has been a lot more battle-tested this season. Goodrich hasn't faced a single team in Big Lexi's Big 25, so I'm interested to see how Goodrich does against that adversity of tougher teams. Meanwhile, Grand Rapids West Catholic, they do have one loss on the season, and Goodrich is undefeated, but West Catholic's only loss is to Rockford, who's ranked in my top 3.
Negaunee, a team that was in your top 25 last week, just lost their first game this week and has now dropped out, but there's still some good things happening on that team.
There is still some good things going on with Negaunee. They have a guard, Ella Mason, who just eclipsed her 1,000-point mark, so congratulations to Miss Mason. She is a sweet guard, Liz. She's so good off her dribble. She gets it right into her shot pocket, and her footwork to adjust when help is coming is impeccable. But unfortunately for Negaunee, they did just drop out of the top 25 because they were beaten by Ishpeming, who is now at my number 25 spot.
And talk about high-scoring games. Maya McGregor, a freshman from Mayo, is averaging 42 points a game. That's crazy.
So crazy. Talk about a freshman phenom. Guard Maya McGregor can literally do it all out there on the basketball court. She's so clutch from 3. She's got a beautiful high shot pocket, flicks that wrist tremendously, but that's not all she can do. She's so good off the dribble. She gets inside. She's not afraid of contact. She embraces contact. She goes for boards, offensive boards, second chance points. She is a blast to watch, and it must be a blast for Maya to play at Mayo under her mom, who is the head coach of this Mayo squad.
And there's only 7 girls on this team. I mean, it's better than last season. They only had 5 in the season before that. They didn't have a team at all, so this program's really growing.
And they're on an 8-game win streak, so keep a lookout for them.
We sat down with Devin Hagemann for Detroit Edison, and that's an interview you're not going to want to miss.
That's right. Senior guard Devin Hagemann gave us the inside scoop on her process of getting recruited and committing to East Carolina University. You know, there's a lot of high school athletes out there who were like me, who didn't know how to put themselves in front of coaches and get opportunities like Hagemann's getting, so you're going to want to watch this interview.
We are joined now by Devin Hagemann. Thanks so much for joining us today from Detroit Edison. We're super excited to talk with you today about your season, just about you. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, starting off, your season has been perfect so far, 8-0. Can you just talk about, how you feel the season has been going so far?
I think it's actually been going good. We've been challenging each other in practice, getting better there so it can transform to the game. So just making the game easy by practice.
And Devin, you had a few big games already this season. You've committed to East Carolina. Tell me about what that means to you.
It actually means a lot to me. Just putting in the hard work and actually trusting in my hard work, and it's just showing in the games. And I finally found a home now at East Carolina. So, yeah.
What really stuck out to you? What made it feel like home?
The coach, the team, actually, it was kind of crazy because we was actually had a virtual we just had a virtual meeting, and the stuff she was saying actually sounded like Coach Brown. And so it was just weird. And so when I went down there, it was just like everything that I had expected, and they just made me feel so comfortable. So yeah.
That's awesome. Can you talk to us a little bit about what the recruiting process looked like for you? I know a lot of high school athletes don't really know how to get themselves out there and get recruited.
Right. So the peak of my recruitment was actually like my 9th grade summer. So I was heavily recruited, and then going into like my 10th and 11th grade year, I didn't really know where I stood with a lot of coaches and a lot of colleges. So, but in my mind, I kind of really wasn't worried. My coaches was the ones that was on my head, like, you have to contact these coaches, but I just didn't really know how the communication actually was. But so going into like my senior year, I didn't have like the recognition that I thought I could have. Yeah. So I just actually worked hard, and then my coaches, my AU coaches, and my high school coach actually reached out to a lot more coaches, and I found East Carolina.
Awesome. I've been trying to get you on the map. I've been talking about you for the last 2-3 years now. So.
No.
And then, is your sister Dee Dee then at Michigan State?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
So tell me about, seeing one of your siblings play at a big school like Michigan State, how that kind of helped your basketball career as well.
It actually helped a lot. I think I'm actually pretty blessed because a lot of people don't really have that. I can always ask her anything. Just me actually going up there, hanging out with her to see like what the actual college life is, and just working out with her and just being like in a college atmosphere. And actually, I actually played with her my first year of high school. So just being able to carry the torch, and I know she did a lot of great things while she was there. So just having her give me advice to try to do what she did when she was in high school as well.
Yeah, and what's that relationship been like? You guys share this love for basketball. How important is that to you?
It's really important. Just seeing like her accomplish a lot of things. It just kind of made me more hungry, because I know that it's possible, because I'm seeing somebody that I'm with every day that I actually live with. Like, that's my best friend, and just seeing like her go through the stuff and just put in all the work and stuff, I just know that it was possible, and it just made me more hungry.
How's it been having some big additions back this year? I know Isis Johnson didn't play last year. You have her back, and just tell me about some of your teammates that surround you. You got some big ballers on that team outside of you.
I think everybody on the team is actually like plays a big part. Isis and her sister Priya, Isis Johnson, they're twins. I think that they were a great addition to our team. Isis is a great scorer. Priya, she's rebounding like everybody. But we also have Nakaya Bonner that came back from injury as well. And we have some big freshmen that's going to help us try to win that state championship. So I think everything is coming together, and we're all just trying to figure out the pieces.
Yeah, and what would you say makes this group so special, in particular, making that run to the Breslin?
I would say just everybody playing a big part. This group is a very hungry group, a humble group. We're just like disciplined. We're just hungry. I know we kind of fell short last year, and I know we were missing some pieces, but I think like everybody's just really hungry, and we just know that we do want to win this state championship.
Now, Deps has been known to bring in a lot of Miss Basketballs. Your sister was one of them, Dee Dee Hagemann, recently Ruby Whitehorn and Rakia Jackson. I know that you're up in that conversation. Tell me about, what work you feel like you have to do to be named Miss Basketball this year.
Well, I know like my game has always been. I never really cared about scoring and stuff. I've always been a hard worker. Defense. I know that my game will come offensively, but just being more aggressive, leadership, and just doing all the little things on the court.
Yeah, and moving forward, what are you looking forward to most this season?
Definitely the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing.
That's the expectation then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're so excited to continue watching you on the court. We're super excited. We're rooting for you. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We've got quite a few good games coming up. One in particular we're super excited about, Holland West Ottawa. They're going to be taking on Grand Haven, and they have quite the schedule ahead.
Holland West Ottawa, this is going to be their time to show if they've really got it going on or not. Holland West Ottawa is ranked number 20 in my top 25 right now. They have losses to Grand Rapids West Catholic and East Kentwood, but two tough teams, so I don't knock them too much for that. We'll see if they can handle their own against not only Grand Haven, who's in my number 8 spot, but also Rockford, who's in my number 3 spot. They'll be facing them on 120 and 123.
Absolutely, and Rockford taking on East Kentwood as well this Friday. That's going to be a good matchup too.
It's fun basketball. It's January. It's time to get into all the nitty-gritty stuff, and this is what it's all about.
That's right. Make sure you guys tune in next week for Hangtime. We'll cover all those games and more.
State Champs Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Be curious, make magic. Hangtime is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, proud partner of the MHSAA, and the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation Athlete of the Year Award. Applications now being accepted until March 31st, 2024 for the male and female athletes of the year. Download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. You cannot be nominated if you do not apply.